Alright, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Massa Tutorials. Please go to subscribe to this channel. Alright, so we are still on at 102 Analytic, Geometry, and Calculus. Now we are doing the quiz 1 solutions. We are on question 11. So on your question paper, that's question 13. But here we are treating it as question 11. So let's see. The distance between the points 3y and a7 is 13. Then y is equal to a 19 or 5, b negative 5 or 5, c 19 or negative 5 or d 19. So let's see. We start by saying that let points, let's say a is 3y and point b, let's say it's 7. So now we are finding for the distance. So I have a point here, point A is not drawn to scale. So then this point B here is 7. So we have the line joining these 2 points together. So how can we find for the distance from point A to point D? So now we can say that the distance of AB is given as a formula square root of x2 minus x1 all squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. Right. So how best can we find for the distance? Let's proceed and see. This one will be my x1, y1, x2, y2. Now the distance is given as what? 13. That's S. This in mathematics is what? Equal 2. So we have that. So I can say that the distance of AB is given as 13 equals square root of x2 we have 8 minus x1 we have 3 all squared plus y2 we have 7 minus y1 is given as y all squared. Right. So now what can we do? We can square both sides of the equation to take away what? The square root. So I get 13 squared equals, I have 8 minus 3, we obtain 5 all squared plus minus 7 minus y all squared. 13 squared means 13 times 13. We obtain 169 equals 5 squared, we obtain 25 plus 7 minus y squared. Now what can we do? You can send this way 5. It's a positive integer. So you can send it to our left hand side to become a negative. So we have 169 minus 25 equals 7 minus 5 squared. 169 minus 25 okay, 144 equals 7 minus y squared. Now what can we do? We are finding for y, which means we are making y the subject. But this square is preventing us, so we have to clear this square by introducing what? The square root on both sides. So we have square root of 144. Don't forget that it is plus or minus equals square root of 7 minus y squared. So this guy takes away that. So now I have square root of 144. You take plus or minus of equals 7 minus y. Now, what can we do? We can send this positive 7 to the left hand side, making it negative 7 plus or minus of equals negative y. Right. So I can write it as negative y equals negative 7 plus or minus 12. So I have negative y equal to I have negative 7 plus 12. Let's say this one is my negative y1, then negative y2 equals to negative 7 plus 12. Now I have negative y1 equals negative 7 plus 12, we obtain 5, so which is positive 5. Now negative y2 equals negative 7 minus 12. We are adding, so negative 7 plus negative 12, we obtain negative 19. So let's say negative 19 here. Now, what can we do? We can divide both sides by negative. So we have y equals negative Then here y 2 or we will go positive 9 divided by what? Negative. So this one cancels. So we have negative 5 and what? 19. So now let's see. Negative 5, then 19, which is option C. Alright, so now let's move on to our next question. Alright, so let's see. Question 12. So question 12 here on your question paper is question 14. So let's see the line segment connecting point x6 and 9y is bisected by the point 73. Find the values of x and y. A 14 6, B negative 10, C 05, and D 50. So now let's see. So it's bisected, which means it is divided into two equal parts. So we have to send our mind to its midpoint. So now you can say that let point A be x6, point B be 9y. Then you can see that it is bisected by the point. So the midpoint should be 7, 3. So I have the line segment A, x6. Then we have, let's say, the midpoint is somewhere here, 7, 3. It's not drawn to scale. Then point B, 9y. So now, what's the formula for calculating the midpoint of a line segment? So the midpoint, which is xy, must be equal to x2 plus x1 divided by 2, then y2 plus y1 divided by 2. Right. So this one is my x1, y1, x2, y2. Right. So this one will be my x, then y. So I have the midpoint, which is x is 7, then y is 3, which must be equal to x2 is 9, plus x1 is x, divided by 2, then y2 is y, plus y1 is 6, divided by 2. Right. So we have this, your x is 7, your y is 3, your x2 is 9, plus your x1 is x divided by 2, then your y2 is y, plus your y1 is 6 divided by 2. So now let's proceed. Now this is x, which is 7. So this is in a coordinate form, x then y. So my x will be matched to 7, or this 7 corresponds to 9 plus x divided by 2. Then this 3 corresponds to y plus 6 divided by 2. So we have 7 equal to 9 plus x divided by 2. And 3 being equal to y plus 6 divided by 2. Now what can we do? We can have our cross products here. 2 multiplying 7 will obtain 14 equals 1 multiplying the expression 9 plus x will obtain 9 plus x. Now we want x, what can we do? We have to send this integer 9 to the left hand side. Now 14 minus 9 will equal to x. So now what can we do? X must be equal to 5. Or 14 minus 9. Or the difference between 14 is 5. The same thing we apply it here. By cross product, you have 2 multiplying 3, which will obtain 6 equals 1 multiplying the expression. We have the same expression. We put like them 6 minus 6 equals y, and y equals 0. So now I can say that my point A is 5, 6, which is the x value. Then my point B is 9, 0, which is the y value. So the values of x and y is 5 and 0 respectively. Right. So the values of x and y is 5, 0, which is D. 0, which is option D for dog. Alright, so now let's proceed to our next question. Alright, so let's see question 13. So on your quiz paper, it is question 15. Now it reads at if point -2, -4 is a midpoint of 6, -7, and xy, then the values of x and y are A 8, 1, B -10, -1, C 110, D -10, then 1. So now let's see. This is the midpoint given. So my midpoint, which is -2, -4, then my point A, to let M be the midpoint, which is -2, -4. Point A is 6, -7. Then point B is X, then Y. So now let's see. How best can we find that? So I have my point A, which is 6, -7. Then point B, which is X, Y. So my midpoint is somewhere here, which is -2, right? So this one is my x1, y1, x2, y2, and this is my x, then y. So my midpoint of xy must be equal to x2 plus x1, 2, y2 plus y1, 2. So I have this. So my midpoint x is -2, -4 equals my x2 is x plus my x1 is 6 divided by 2. My y2 is y plus my y1 is -7 divided by 2. Right. So now we can proceed and say that the same approach. This one is x, so my x coordinate is this guy. So it corresponds to -2. -4 corresponds to this guy. So I have -2 being equal to x plus 6 divided by 2. Then -4 being equal to y plus -7 divided by 2. So by cross product, 2 times -2, I have -4 equals x plus 6. -4 minus 6 equals x. When we put like x, so my x will equal to -4 plus -6, you obtain -10. 2 times -4, I obtain -8 by cross product, then y plus -7. This guy crosses with the -8 plus 7 equals y, my y equals -1. So now I have the values of x and y to be -10, -1, which is option B. So I can say that's my point B, which is x1, y1. So I have my, that's x2, y2. So I have my x to be -10, my y to be -1. That's point B. Alright. So this is our third question. Let's move on to our fourth question. Alright, so now let's see what is the equation of the line that passes through the points 2, 4 and 4, 0. Now 40.40, that's the x-intercept because y is 0. So the point 2, 4 and the x-axis at point what? 4. So I can say that point A, you can say that let point A be 2, 4 and point, let's see, B 4, 0, 0. So how can we get the equation of the line that passes through this point? So we want the equation of the line. So if you want to find for the equation of the line, you need what? The gradient. Then one of the points on the line, right? Then you can find the equation of the line. So first of all, we need the gradient, which is the gradient of AB, and equal to the difference in the y-axis over the difference in the x-axis. So I have my gradient of AB must be equal to 0 minus that's our gradient. So we use the gradient of A, B, which is -2, and a point, let's say, point B. Let me use point B. Point B, which is 4, 0. So we use the gradient -2 and point B 4, 0. Now, how do we find for the equation? How y minus y1 equals m times the expression x minus x1. This is my x1, y1. So y minus y1 equals m -2 times x minus x1 is 4. So I have y equals -2x plus 8. So we have this guy to be the equation of the line. Y equals -2x plus 8. Option B. Now this is method 1. You can denote this guy as method 1. So let me write this here. Let's see method 2. We don't want to use y minus y1 equals m times the expression x minus x1. You can go by y equals mx plus c. That's the slope equation. Right. So the slope equation, you know that your m is your gradient, your c is the intercept on the what? Y axis. Then y here, the y variable represents the y coordinates, and the x variable represents the x coordinates. So now, how best can we solve this? I know my gradient to be -2, so I can take any point. So let's say point B on the line. So I use the gradient -2, then point B for 0 on the line. So I substitute in. This is my x, then y. My y is 0 equals my m -2 times my x 4 plus c. So I have 0 being equal to -8 plus c. I can do like 0 plus 8 being equal to c minus c plus 8. That's the intercept on the y axis. Is what? 8. So now if I have 8, I can just substitute it inside my formula. So I have y equal to my m is -2x, then my c is plus 8. So this one is very, very easy and very, very trivial. Let's look at our last question, right? We are solving the first 5 questions. So that's my 15th question. So let's look at it. All right. All right, so let's see question 15. Question 15 on your quiz paper is question 19. So given the point A, 2, -2, and point B, 3, 7, assuming a line cuts, assuming a line cuts the segment joining AB into the ratio 1:n, find the x-coordinate of the point where the line is divided. A, 3 plus 2n all over 1 plus n. B, 7 plus 2n all over 1 plus n. C, 7 minus 2n all over 1 plus n. D, 3 minus 2n all over 1 plus n. So solution. Let's see how best we can solve this guy. So I have my point A, 2, -2, my point B, 3, 7. Now, they've given us the ratio, which is 1:n. So I have my ratio. Ratio is giving us 1:n. All right, so our ratio is giving us 1:n, which is equal to lambda is to mu. So we can say that lambda, let's say we can say that our lambda is 1, then our mu is n. Right. So now here our 1 is to n. They are all positive integers. So we consider what? The internal division, right? Don't forget that I said if they give you the ratio, which is what? Negative, then it means what? External division. But if you have positive here, then it is what? Internal division. So we consider the internal division. So we consider the internal division. So now let's see. We have the internal division. Let's see. I have my point A here, 2, -2.9. calculate for the internal division. So I have point P here, which is xy. So let's say here is my lambda 1, lambda equals 1, then my mu equals n. Right. So my point P xy must be equal to lambda x2 plus mu x1 divided by lambda plus mu. Right. Then here we can get our lambda y2 plus mu y1 divided by lambda plus mu. So we have this. Right. So this one is my x1 y1, x2 y2. So point P xy must be equal to my lambda is given as 1. Then times my x2, which is 3, plus my mu is n, times my x1 is 2, divided by 1 plus mu n. Then my lambda is 1, times my y2, 7, plus my mu is n, times my y1 is 8, 2, divided by 1 plus n. So my point P xy must be equal to 1 times 3, we have 3 plus 2n divided by 1 plus n. 1 times 7, we have 7. N times negative 2, we have negative 2n divided by 1 plus n. So now, they said find the x coordinates of the point where the line is divided. So this is our x coordinates. So our x coordinates is 3 plus 2n divided by 1 plus n. So which is 3 plus 2n divided by 1 plus n. So which is all. That's option A. Option A. 3 plus 2n divided by 1 plus n. I believe you enjoyed the tutorial section. Do all to subscribe to Master Tutorials where mathematics literacy begin. See you in our next